morning and thanks so much for tuning in on the first day of 2025. Happy New Year to you from Mahima and myself and the entire team at NDTV Profit. And thanks so much for joining us on the first day of 2025. This is, of course, Ask Profit, and it's a show geared towards getting you answers to all of your stock-related questions. And to that end, you can send us either a Happy New Year message or your question, either way, on the WhatsApp number that you see on your screen, or you can call us and speak to us. We'd love to speak to you and start our day and our year on the best possible note. Let's take a look at how the markets are at this juncture, and it's very, very narrow, very choppy trade at the start of the year. You see that the benchmark has recovered, of course, from the low point of the day, but it's not a very sharp cut that you saw even earlier in the session. So just about flat, trading above 23,650 for the benchmark Nifty 50. The broader markets, let's also see how they're doing, and it's more or less the same situation there. So you have the mid-cap index that's down. Actually, it's flat at this juncture, and you have the small-cap index that's up about 0.5% or so. So let's I guess we'll have to wait for a couple of days for things to really pan out. But the global scenario, of course, you may have seen that at the start today. You see bond yields in the US that have been moving higher, as a result of which you've seen a little bit of pressure in the equity markets around the world. Take a look at the contribution on the Nifty 50 and see what's moving today. And you have right at the top of the list HDFC Bank, Larsen & Toubro, Infosys gaining a little bit of ground. On the losing end, you have Bajaj Auto, Hindalco and Dr. Reddy's Laboratories. Not too much in the way of big movers in trade today, but you have the auto pack as a whole that's going to be in focus on account of the volumes picture that is going to emerge for the month of December. Mahima, anything else that you're looking at?
Right, some specific stocks that are buzzing. Let's pull up something like Indotech Transformers. The stock is doing very well in trade today. The company is currently possessed installed capacity of 9,500 megawatt and the utilization rate is 80 to 90%. The stock is locked in upper circuit, so that is something that is standing out. Let's also pull up something like Jagjit Industries, that's buzzing in trade today. Dynacon Systems and Solutions is also buzzing on the back of a news where company received Turkey data center IT infrastructure augmentation project for Canara Bank, and this is worth 280 crore. That is also buzzing. Kalpataru Projects is also buzzing on the back of news. PNC Infra, let's pull up that and see how it's faring in trade. Pratap Snacks did see a beating yesterday because of its Jammu factory catching fire, but there is some gains that we saw in the early trade today, but it's down around 0.6% today. Hazur Multi-Projects is also seeing some profit booking today. It's down around 1.5 odd percent. Jupiter Wagons is another counter that is buzzing on the back of news. So some of these stocks are, kind of buzzing in trade today on the back of news flow that came post market hours yesterday.
Absolutely. All right. So that's the picture. Let's get our experts on board. We've got Nirav Ashar, who is head of equity research at Latin Manhalal Securities. I got the name right this time. Vaishali Parekh is also joining us this morning, Vice President Technical Research at Prabhudas Leeladhar. A special thank you to the both of you for joining us on New Year's, and wish you both and your teams a very, very happy New Year. We've got our first caller for the day. We've got Naveen, who's calling us from Vizag. Naveen, you're our first caller of 2025. Happy New Year to you, and thanks so much for calling us. How can we help you?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
For you and mine. Yeah. So, my query is like, I have a 250 shares of Ola at 100 rupees price point, and just want to understand the around 1 year time frame, of view for that.
Okay. And you bought this basically to take advantage of the electric mobility story, or is it purely on the basis of the price trajectory that you saw?
Yeah, overall EV ka thing I am just looking at, not for a short term kind of a thing. It's around 1 month.
Okay, so you're okay with holding for more than a year, is that right, Naveen?
Yes.
Okay, so let me then, from that perspective, take it to Nirav on the fundamentals. Nirav, Ola Electric has lost ground. It's still above issue price just about, but what would you say? Would you hold at levels of 100?
Well, first of all, wishing all our viewers and the entire team at NDTV Profit a very happy new year. Thank you for having me on your show. Well, as far as Ola Electric is concerned, I think there have been a lot of concerns of late with regard to the various issues, quality-related issues, etc. So I think the stock has been under some sort of pressure. So it's better to switch to some better alternative because I think there's been a lot of loss of confidence. So I think it's better to shift to something like a Hero Motocorp or a TVS Motors.
Right, so better to switch to something like a Hero Motocorp or TVS is the view coming in. Let's take the next query. Sudhakar, I believe, is writing in, and he's purchased 650 shares of Z Entertainment and purchased at an average price of 150 is what he's saying. And he wants to know as to what is the future for the next 6 months period. Vaishali, I'll come to you on this one. Do you think that 6 months is a good time period to keep holding these shares?
Very good morning and Happy New Year to all of you.
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you. So, well, I'm not quite a fan of Z Entertainment, but purely on technical terms, I think the stock is showing signs of revival. So, I would say maintain a strict stop loss of 118 and wait for the stock to move past 140. If it sustains above 140, I guess he will once again come close to his target of 155 to 160. So, that's how I'm looking at this stock.
All right, so 160 is the target for Z Entertainment from Vaishali. We have our next caller, Dheeraj from Hyderabad is calling in. Dheeraj, thanks for calling in. Very happy New Year, and how can we help you?
Happy New Year, ma'am. Happy New Year to all the people in the studio.
Thank you so
So
much.
my query is regarding Hindalco Industries at current level.
Okay.
Can I add Hindalco Industries at current level?
All right, and you're looking from a longer term perspective. What's your time horizon like?
For 3 months maybe.
3 months. Okay, so you want a technical view on this. Vaishali, I'll come to you again. Hindalco, how does it look on charts?
So actually, chartically, it has shown a lot of weakness. It's coming towards the oversold zone, and the stock has corrected right from 770 to now at 590. But I guess overall, still the metal counter is showing some weakness. So I would say better it would be to start accumulating, because 550 seems to be the next support, and I think that would be the ideal level to look for. So rather than just having a small period or time horizon, I would say accumulate, because it would be a good level to buy, and one can retest the targets of 700 and so on. So I would say take it as a long-term buy.
Okay. All right. We've got the next question from Vinay, who's writing in from Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. And he's asking about car trade, which he's bought at levels of 1,150 rupees. It is now trading well above the buy price. In fact, in trade today also, it's doing reasonably well. It's off the high point of the day, but up about 1% or so, and he's making a healthy profit. He's asking whether he should take some money off the table. Nirav, based on the fundamentals, would you say that the valuations are accurate as they stand right now, or would you take money off the table?
Well, I'll choose to stay invested in the stock because the prospects appear to be quite good. So I think if there's no urgent need for any to liquidate the stock, then I think it's advisable to stay invested.
All right. So Chandan's got the next question. He's calling in from Mysuru. Chandan, good morning and Happy New Year to you. How can we help you today?
Good morning, sir, and Happy New Year to you and your family, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Please
go ahead.
I bought Pandey Oxides and Chemical Limited a couple of months back at the price of 971 for the quantity of 100. After it got splitted 1:2, it was running at 2,200 2 months before, and after split it came to 1,200. That time I bought and I made an average of 971 rupees. This is one of the shares, sir, which has given consistent quarterly profit for the last 5 quarters, what I have seen in the charts and fundamentals. But from past 1 month, sir, it is in a downward trend. So should I accumulate at this price or should I sell it off?
Chandan, I want to know, so you've clearly looked at the fundamentals and you've studied the performance of the company. Is this something that you intend to hold in your portfolio for the long term?
Yes, sir, long term only. I want to accumulate also at this price. if it is okay for me to accumulate from expertise advice, I will move on, sir.
I will get that view, but just so that I have the correct perspective, what interested you about this company? It's this is a lead manufacturer, and it also is in the lead alloy space. What drew you to this company, Chandan?
Sir, this is metals, sir.
Yeah,
this is it is depends on metals, sir.
Yeah.
And I've seen 20 days before also in your NDTV Profit, like this only. Someone told that because of FI selling up, sir, we sell off as there. That time someone told, expertise told that this is a time to invest for metal stocks, sir. So I bought this stock, and for last 5 quarters, sir, it has given consistent profit. So I have seen that articles also in one of the paper. Then I bought, sir, and made an average of 971, but not moving from past 20-25 days.
Okay. So I got your question, Chandan. Thanks so much for that. And you seem to have researched the company well, and you've had reasonable amount of patience as well. Nirav, what's the strategy you would employ here? Would you hold on? Would you buy more at the current juncture? Do you like Pondy Oxides?
Yeah, we like this company, but at this point of time, after having done all the hard work, I think it is advisable to wait for the next quarterly results, wait for the Q3 results, what kind of results are coming out, what is the management commentary, that is going to be very, very crucial. Refer to the company presentation and then only decide whether the next course of action, whether to average it, whether to add more quantity or whether to sell out.
All right, so that's the view coming in on Pondy Oxides. The next query is from Arvind, who's from Kerala, and he's wishing us a happy new year. A very happy new year to you too, Arvind. He wants to know, as to which one of these can he pick from, whether AB Capital or Geo Finance, and he wants a fundamental view on this considering the future growth. Nirav, I'll stick with you for this one, AB Capital or Geo Finance?
I think it's better to go with Geo Financial Services because one, they are setting up the whole business. They are in the takeoff stage at this point of time. Plus, I think the stock has also seen a healthy correction. I think the stock has gone below the 300 levels. So it's an attractive price point to enter at this point of time.
All right, we have our next caller. Viral from Mumbai is calling in. Viral, thanks for calling in. A very happy new year to you, and how can we help you?
Hello, very, very happy new year to you guys too.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Hello.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you.
Yes. So I have a company. I'm holding 50,000 shares of a company called TGV ISRAC.
Okay.
Right. So I would like to know the future of this company, the chemical sector stock.
Okay.
So what does it, what do you think about it?
All right. This 50,000 is a significant, quantity. Is this a part of your total portfolio?
Yes, it is.
All right. And have you already studied the company?
Oh, yes, I have.
All right. So you want a fundamental view on this, I believe.
I want a fundamental view about it. Yes. As in, at this price point, I bought it at 108. 108. So at this price point, what do you all think about it?
All right. Nirav, do you have a view on this TGV ISRAC? It's currently trading at 107 and its buying price is 108.
Well, actually, we don't have a coverage on this company, but I think if it is in the chemical space, then I think if it is in the specialty chemical space, then a lot of companies in this space have been under pressure of late due to the developments which are taking place in China. So I think if it is in the specialty chemical space, then he will have to hold on for some time.
Nirav, just to clarify, this is formerly Sri Rayalaseema Alkali and Allied Chemicals, in case you are familiar with that name.
Yeah. So I think, but we don't have a coverage on this company. But I think if it is into the specialty chemical space, then it's advisable to hold for a couple of quarters.
Okay. All right. So unfortunately, Viral, we couldn't get you a specific view. Any chance you have a view on the charts, Vaishali, on TGV?
Definitely. So I would say continue holding the stock because the stock is showing signs of improvement and it is gradually doing higher bottom formation. So if one has to follow a disciplined trading in this, keep a stop loss of 102. And once you see the stock moving above 118, 120, I think this gives us a further higher trajectory of around 150 and so on. So I would say it is a fair trade at these levels. Continue holding this.
Continue holding. All right. So hopefully that answers your question, Viral. And Happy New Year to you as well. We've got e-clerks services that we want to know about, and this is a question coming in from Satya, and this is coming your way, Vaishali, on the charts. He holds some shares, he says, at 3,600 levels, and he's looking for the next level to add more for a period of 1 to 2 years. What would you say about the charts?
So, well, if I were to see the long-term chart, it has got a lot of strength. But, well, in the recent past, we are seeing that there is some retracement taking place. Currently, it is at a good support level, 3,400. But if it were to show further corrective move, the stock can go towards 3,200 to 3,000. So, according to me, a band of 3,000 to 3,200 should be a good level to add more.
All right. So that's the view on e-clerks. Sandeep Reddy is calling us from Hyderabad. Sandeep, good morning and Happy New Year. How can we help you today?
Wish you a Happy New Year to you and Mahima.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your support for all these months. I've been an ardent fan of Ask Profit.
Our pleasure.
Thanks a lot. And just wanted to check about Reliance. So Reliance, whether it has bottomed out or not.
Okay.
Just wanted to check whether how. I could see a support at 1133 for Reliance.
Yeah.
So just wanted to understand.
Yeah. So, and what is your time period? What is the period that you're looking to hold?
I'd like to hold because I have a bit losses now. So I just wanted to hold as much as I can.
Understood.
Hold it for 1 year also.
Okay, you can hold it for 1 year, but it's a relatively short-term target. If you get your price, you will sell. Is that right?
Yes. That's
okay. Okay, so then Vaishali, he's specifically looking at support levels. It is trading not too far away from 52-week lows. What are the levels to watch out for on the downside, and what are the potential upsides that can take place over the course of the next year according to the charts?
So, well, it is all right now. It is Nifty is holding on. We are at a crucial level. For near-term basis, this looks quite promising. But I would say keep a stop loss of around 1,200 levels and look for a bounce back coming towards 1,250. Only unless and until we see the stock moving above 1,250 and sustaining above that, can we look forward to a next target of 1,300. So for now, it is a positive bias. The view gets negated below 1,200. So if it's for a short-term period, he has to act accordingly.
All right, so that's the view coming in on RIL as per Vaishali on the charts. The next question is from Bala, who's from Chennai, and his question is that is there any steam left on EMS and consumer durable sector stocks? Because he is saying that most of these stocks are trading at a very high PE level. Nirav, I'll come to you on this one. Do you also believe that these stocks, I mean, they are trading at a higher PE, but do you think that, and your view on the entire sector as well as your picks in consumer durable and EMS space?
Well, I think there is a plenty of opportunity in the EMS space, and I think the growth potential still remains very, very high. For example, we've seen companies like Dixon Technologies which are saying that they are targeting a compounded annual growth rate of 35 to 40% in the next 4 years. So I think they've already achieved the scale in terms of turnover. I think they are targeting something like 40,000 crore revenues for the current year. So I think the prospects are quite bright, whether it is Dixon Technologies or whether it is Ember or whether it is PG Electroplast. So I think at least for the next 4 to 5 years, there is a tremendous potential for growth in this segment.
We have our next caller, Murli from Mysuru is calling in. Murli, thanks for calling in and a very happy new year to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, first of all, happy new year to every new viewers.
Thank you so
much. So my
much.
question is regarding Ircon.
Okay.
So I have a shares of 225 of Ircon for an average of 278.
Okay. And
so
what's
it's a long term which I've taken.
long term? And have you already studied the company?
Yeah, it's a construction company of railway tracks.
All right. And how long ago did you buy this? Because currently it's trading at around 219.
Yeah, I bought around 6 months back when it was on 300 above. So
Okay.
again, I did the average around 150 below 250.
Okay, all right. Nirav, I'll come to you again for this one. Your view on IRCON?
Yes, definitely it's looking quite attractive on valuation parameters if one were to compare it with RVNL, which is the closest competitor. So I think the advice here would be to add at these levels also. You can average at these levels. The prospects seem to be quite good.
This is a very interesting perspective because it's a drop quite considerably from the high point of the day and it's looking attractive. I believe we've already taken a view on Dixon Tech. My apologies. Rajesh, hopefully you caught that earlier on in the show. And Rajesh Maheshwari writing in from Singapore. Hopefully that answers your question as well. We've got the next question from Gul, and Gul is asking about REC Limited. He says that he's bought at slightly higher levels of 557 rupees and the stock is currently trading just above 500. Would you add more at this level or would you book losses is the question. Vaishali, on the charts, what's the view on REC?
So I would say, 495, the trend is definitely down right now. But if 495 levels break, then I think it could go for a further downslide. But for now, if he has to add more, one should add more with a stop loss of 495.
Okay. All right. Konda Reddy is calling us from Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. Konda, good morning and Happy New Year to you. How can we help you today?
Sir, wish you Happy New Year to you all, sir, at the studio.
Thank you so much.
My query is, I am accumulating the Radhika jewelry.
Okay.
I bought it around 110 rupees on an average. Currently, it is trading around 100 rupees or 102. So, can I hold it or can I accumulate from this level? I am looking for a long term, around 5 to 10 years.
Just want to confirm, you're talking about Radhika Jewel Tech, right?
Yes, sir, Radhika Jewel Tech.
Okay, and you have accumulated at 110. The stock is currently at 102. So you're losing a little bit of ground. But what is the reason why you bought this, Konda? You bought this on the fundamentals, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you tell me what you read about the company? What drew you to it?
One of my friends has referred. He is in this market for the last 10 years.
Okay.
So he suggested me to buy it. It's a good stock, he told.
Okay.
That's why I'm ready to accumulate another 2,000 to 3,000 shares also.
Okay.
And I'm looking for wait for another 5 to 10 years.
I would love to speak to your friend at some point. And I would also encourage you though, Konda, since you're holding the stock, to look up what the company does and look up the fundamentals, study the quarterly results as well. That's a good practice. I would assume that you're comfortable holding for the long term, Konda?
Yes, sir. Long term, 5 to 10 years.
Okay, fantastic. Nirav, any view on this one? Radhika Jewelers. So I must confess that I'm not really familiar with. Have you heard of them?
Not really.
Okay, so
yeah.
I just thought that I didn't know about it. But in the jewelry space, is this the pick? And there's a lot of changing trends in this space, right? You're talking about the influx of lab-grown diamonds. You're talking about the move away from traditional jewelry and gold. What would you buy in this space, and would you hold on to this?
Well, actually, the preferred names would be, of course, the likes of Titan and Kalyan Jewelers, Senco, in that order. But there are a lot of regional players who are based out of Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, etc. And these are regional players essentially who are doing quite well in their own territory. So I think if one does the research with respect to these regional brands, then there is a possibility of making a decent return over a period of time. But I think for that, one needs to study the financials over a period of time. So I think the Q3, Q4 results will be very important. If there is a spark over there, then definitely you can add some more shares.
As you were making that point, I was looking up the website of Radhika Jewelers, and it turns out that they are they're a store or they're a chain in Rajkot. They've got a 2,500 square foot showroom at Palace Road in Rajkot. So as you pointed out, they are in fact a local player. And they supply, incidentally, to a few of the larger jewelry brands.
They trade
right?
also. They trade also gold, diamond, and platinum jewelry.
Right.
So yeah.
So I mean, look up the company. There's no harm. You should study it, of course. And we've got you Neerav's view on the jewelry space as well. We have to slip into a very quick break. Vaishali, Neerav, do stay with us. We'll be back on the. Oh, actually, I think Neerav's leaving. So Neerav, thanks so much for joining us on New Year's, and wish you and your team a very, very happy New Year. And we'll see you very soon. We have to slip into a very quick break. We'll be back on the other side with more, so do stay tuned.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profit's research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
We set you up for the day's trade. 30 calls before the markets open on NDTV Profit.
Jubilant Food above a 600 level on Friday.
Wipro can be first trade to buy
all commodities, but in that Vedanta looks good.
Our experts give you the top stock ideas to prepare you for the day.
ICICI Lombard stocks hit the first target.
It has given a very good momentum with good volume.
Don't miss the chance to make the right moves. Only on NDTV Profit, where winners are made before the bell rings. Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know your company, powered by NDTV Profit's research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know your company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
We set you up for the day's trade. 30 calls before the markets open on NDTV Profit.
Jubilant Food above a 600 level on Friday.
Wipro can be first trade to buy
all commodities, but in that Vedanta looks good.
Our experts give you the top.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit, a show where we answer all your stock related queries, whether they're fundamental or technical. You can ask your stock related queries on the number that is flashing on your screen. You can either call us or WhatsApp us. Moving on to the queries, Apollo Tyres is the next counter. The buying price is 501, and Mati from Trichy wants to know that what could be the target and stop loss for the next 1 month. Vaishali, on the charts for Apollo Tyres?
So actually, the stock is quite in a trend, but we are seeing that there is some profit booking coming in. So as long as 515, 520 levels are held on, I think one can expect a bounce coming towards 545 to 550 levels. So that would be the range for the near term that I would be looking at. 515 as stop loss and 550 as the target resistance. Above that, we can have a relook.
Okay. All right. We're joined by Asta, and this morning, Asta, thanks so much for joining us, and wish you a very, very happy new year. This is Asta Jain, Senior Research Analyst at HAM Securities, of course, and a regular expert on the program. Special thank you, as I told Vaishali earlier on the show, for joining us on the first day of 2025. We've got a caller, incidentally. Gokul from Bengaluru is calling us. Gokul, thanks so much for calling us, and Happy New Year to you. How can we help you today?
Happy New Year. And the thing is, I've been holding CG Power.
Okay.
100 piece of CG Power at the price rate of 750.
Okay.
And the thing is, today morning, all the semiconductor stock rose, right? And unfortunately, CG Power declined.
Right.
So the thing is, I want to know what happened and should I buy or hold or sell?
Okay. So, but you've got do you have a short-term or a long-term view, Gokul?
Long term.
Long term view. Okay, Asta, can you tell me about what you think about CG Power? He's bought at levels of 750. It's not too far away from his buy price. It's 730 or thereabouts. Would you hold on to this for the long term?
Hi, good morning to everyone, and I wish all of you a very, very happy new year. So now talking about this counter is basically the company manufactures electrical equipments, reactors, etc. And they have got very, very strong order backlog. In fact, whatever results they have posted in the Q2 of FY21, they have posted one of the highest everly PAT. So I think this company, maybe in the short term, there might be some hiccups, but in the long term, I think this is well poised to go till the levels of 800, 790 to 800. So idea here is to stay invested in the counter, keep the price target of somewhere around 790 to 800.
790 to 800 is the target price for CG Power as per Astha. Moving on to the next query, Vidya from Singapore is writing in and she wants to know whether she can buy Zomato at current market price. Is this the correct time for a fresh buy is what she wants to know, or the price may come down. Vaishali, how does Zomato look on charts? Do you think that the price may go further lower to make an entry?
I would say the stock is currently consolidating, though the long-term trend is intact. 265, 270 is the support band. So exact minute support levels are not possible, but I would say accumulate from 265 to 270 levels, and that would still keep the trend intact. Only if it goes below 265, it damages the trend. Till then, continue buying at lower levels and look for a target of 322 as a near term.
Right, 320 is the target and 270 is the entry level for Zomato as per Vaishali. We have our next caller, Krishnan from Abu Dhabi is calling in. Krishnan, thanks for calling in. A very happy new year to you, and how can we help you?
Hi, happy new year. I want to know about the roto pumps. I'm holding for past 3 years.
Okay.
With an average of 110. I want to know if I can still hold or move to Shakti pumps.
Okay, and you've been sitting on a significant profit. I mean, it's almost more than doubled for you. I just wanted to understand as to what was the thought process behind buying roto pumps?
I did some fundamental checks at that time. The ROE was very good.
Okay.
And they were making good profits. That's why I entered this.
All right, so you want a fundamental view again on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Asa, I'll come to you on this one. Roto pumps, or should we switch to Shakti pumps is this question?
I think roto pump one can stay invested in the counter because Shakti pump has already got a very strong run up, I suppose. So, I mean, there is no need, and now the results are around the corner. Maybe after 10-15 days, we will kickstart with the result season. I don't know about the roto pump results date, but maybe within a time frame of a month or 1.5 months, we will get the results of this counter as well. So, there is no need to switch at this point of a time. Let the results come. In fact, results of Shakti pump are also due. So, I think after the results, we can take the decision whether to switch or not. At this point of a time, my idea here is to stay invested in the counter. Initial price target which I would like to give to this counter is at around 360 to 365 odd levels.
Okay. All right. The next question is from Sridharan, who's writing in from Coimbatore, asking about State Bank of India, bought at levels of 837, holding 220 units of the stock. He's looking for the next 9 to 12 months. Can it be accumulated, or would you buy something like a City Union Bank? It's a very smart way to ask a question about two counters. We are normally restricted to one, but since you've asked it in this incredibly smart way, it's not something that I'm encouraging, by the way. What would you say on this, Vaishali?
So sorry, he's asking me about two banks, right?
Yes,
SBI
effectively.
City Union.
Effectively,
So,
yes.
my preference would be SBI because that is the main stock in the public sector bank. So I would say SBI is at a fair level. Well, we are unsure about the market, whether we are seeing the bottoming out or we are seeing further corrective move. So I would say continue accumulating because 780, 750 acts as a very good support. City and all can be taken as momentum-based trading and all, but for a long-term perspective, my preference would be definitely SBI.
State Bank of India. All right. So hold on, and I guess you can look at. Would you look at adding at the current level, though?
I would say accumulate because 750 is my prominent support level. So if there is a dip, I would say start accumulating from every dip from here on.
Okay, all right, all right. So that's a comprehensive view for you on State Bank of India. Heritage Foods is the name of the counter we're looking at next. K. Kumar is calling us from Visakhapatnam. Hi, Kumar. Good morning. Sorry, I'm struggling with your. Can you tell me your full name? Because is Kumar what you go by? Is your first name?
Hello, good morning. I'm Dr. Kumar. K. Kumar.
Hi, Dr. Kumar.
Yeah, happy New Year to everyone.
Wish you the very same, Dr. Kumar.
Yeah, actually I have a 1,000 shares of Heritage Foods at the average price of 300 rupees.
Okay.
I bought before the election results. So can I hold it for the long term? I have to book profit. I have 50% profit in that share.
Yes. So, and you're not in a rush to sell it, right, Dr. Kumar?
Yes.
You can hold for the long term. Okay. Then let me go on the fundamentals to Asta. Asta, on the fundamentals, would you hold bought at levels of 300, making a healthy profit? Stock is nearing 500. What are the potential targets on the upside?
So being a consumer food company, the results were extremely solid in the Q2 FY25 because I think there was a jump of more than 90% in the bottom line. So what a good result this company has posted. And maybe markets are rewarding in that manner also because stock prices are moving on the upside. But I believe there is further more upside from here because if I look after the balance sheet also, the balance sheet looks to be very clean. They have a lower debt on the book. In fact, their valuations are looking also on the very lower side as compared to the industry price to earning multiples. So all in all, I think one can remain invested in the counter with the initial price target which can be set for this counter is somewhere at around 525 to 540.
525 to 540 is the target given by Astha for Heritage Foods. The next question is from Nirav, and his question is for you, Astha, specifically. He's holding Vari Energy since IPO, and he wants to know as to what will be the outlook for this particular company. Should he keep holding it or not?
So outlook is quite positive because I believe in 2025 also the green energy sector will pick up pace and the companies in those sector will definitely get a strong momentum. On the other hand, in fact, I also believe that company will be posting very strong set of numbers. I mean, the time the IPO came, we were positive on this counter and we have even recommended it to keep it in the long-term portfolio. So definitely the answer is yes. Continue to keep holding this counter, but please keep a close eye on the results as well because sometimes results really spoil the party. But as of now, I think there is no issue with the counter. Remain invested. Initial price target can be set at around 3,200 to 3,300.
All right, no issues with the company, but watch out for the results is the view coming in from Astha on Vari Energies. Moving on, we have our next caller, Mansa from Mysuru is calling in. Mansa, thanks for calling in. A very happy new year to you, and how can we help you?
Hello everyone, good morning. Thanks for the wishes. Happy New Year to my viewers as well as everyone. So I have a query regarding Tata Motors. I have invested in Tata Motors. I'm holding a 185 shares.
Okay.
But it has been fell down from past 6 months.
Right.
So my question is that I want to invest more in Tata Motors. Whether it is a good to go ahead with it or what?
All right.
Because the average share is 845.
All right. And I believe that this is from a long-term perspective.
Yes, of course, it is a long-term investment.
And why Tata Motors, particularly from the entire auto pack? Is this the only stock that you have from the auto pack?
Yes, ma'am. It is a automobile and EV industry. That is the reason I have invested it.
Okay. Asa, I'll come to you again for this one. Your view on Tata Motors. Should more be added at this levels?
No, I think markets are really not liking something in the counter. Maybe they are waiting for the more product launches, because although this company is, already they have started with the product launches, but in the future also markets would really like to see. And second point, which I'm saying that markets are not really liking some factors, I think JLR can be one of them, because the kind of challenges JLR is facing right now. So I think this stock can move little lower from here also. So there is no need to at present accumulate more of the stock. Let the stock fall more and then make entry into this counter, because we believe that the stock can move till the level of 700, 710. So I think those are the attractive levels to make the entry into this counter. So right now my idea is not at this point of time, let the stock fall more and then make entry into this counter.
Okay. Yeah, Jaguar is something that people are watching very closely to see what pans out for that part of the business. Hoodco is the counter that we're talking about next, and we've got Chandra asking this. Can it be accumulated now for the long term? Vaishali, on the charts, is that the case? Would you accumulate?
So I would say depending on the time horizon, because this is one of our recommendations since yesterday, the stock, even if you're looking at a longer term perspective, the stock is technically in the process of making higher bottom. So I would say 220.25 is a prominent support, and the near term hurdle lies at 250. So I would say yes, if it's a long term perspective, start buying, and if it is for a trading perspective, buy in a little bit of a dip near 230 to 228 levels if possible, because as I mentioned, 250 is the near-term target, and if it's for a longer-term perspective, definitely go for it and look for a target of around 300 levels from here.
300 levels, all right. So 300 on Hoodco is the target that Vaishali's got. Rahul from Bengaluru is calling us. Garden Reach Shipbuilders is what he's bought. Rahul, good morning and Happy New Year to you. You've bought at elevated levels though.
Hi, hello. Hello?
Yes, hi. I can hear you. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. So, before 7 to 8 months, I bought Garden Shipyard just because of the reason I was accumulating shares of different sectors in my portfolio. So at that time, I was really interested in buying different sectors of shares and accumulating. So I bought the shares of Garden Reach at rupees 2613.
Yes.
And till the time I bought it, has the price has reduced so much, and now the price is almost 1,630 rupees.
Yes.
Almost a dip of 1,000 rupees.
Yes. So
I just want to know. Yeah. So I just want to know that whether I have to sell the shares or hold it much further.
Okay. So I'm assuming that this is, since you bought this as part of a portfolio, Rahul, the idea was to diversify your holdings and take a little bit from each sector that you like. Is that right?
Actually, when I bought this, I also saw the company's portfolio, the activities going on. I do my part of research whenever I buy a share. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So at that time, when I saw the shares, the company's activities was really good. There was so much of incoming orders and everything. So I thought that it's a good company anyway.
But it's not panned out. All right. So Asta, I'll come to you on this one. It seems like it's an issue of valuations. He's bought at the peak, and now he's lost a little bit of ground. I say a little bit, but it is considerable. He's going to have a lot of patience to recover his price. But what are the prospects on the fundamentals?
On the fundamentals, you have rightly pointed out valuations are really making some concerns, because it is trading at a price to earning multiple of 48. So if I take about the industry price to earning multiple also, it is only 40. So I think much ahead of the industry price to earning multiple, and that's why we have seen a sharp fall in all these highly valued stock. Although fundamental prospects are very strong, management is also very positive regarding the orders from the Navy. In fact, the kind of financials this company has posted more than 100% rise in the bottom line. So I think everything is looking good. accept valuations and the market move sentiments. And that is what I think right now punishing the stock. But I think there is no need to worry. Maybe it will take another 6 months to a year to get a strong momentum in the stock. I mean, on the upside. So idea here is to remain.
Okay, we've just about lost Astha's feed. Let's try and get her back. In the meanwhile, let's get Avi's call in. Avi's calling us from Kolkata. Avi, good morning to you and Happy New Year. How can we help you today?
Hello, good morning. I'd like to wish Happy New Year to the NDTV Profit family and all the esteemed panel out there.
Yes.
My
I wish you the
query is
same, Avi. Thanks so much for your kind wishes.
Thank you so much. I've got 3260 quantity of HUL bought at 2594.
Okay.
So I had bought it around, during the election time and I thought it will go up. So in the month of October, it was 3000, then it came down. So I'm sort of losing my patience at this point of time. So I was wondering, can I exit from HUL and invest in DAM Capital?
DAM Capital. You want to shift wholesale and you've accumulated quite a large quantity. So I'm just curious, Avi, is this part of a wider portfolio of stocks?
Yes, actually. So I've got two stocks. So I've got 15,241 shares of Bajaj Housing Finance as well, bought at 150 level. So, and it had gone to 188. So I didn't sell at that point of time, but it has come down since then. So now I'm wondering, can I just exit and invest in DAM Capital?
Okay, so let me clarify. You have two companies that you've invested in. One is Bajaj Housing Finance and the second is HUL. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
Okay, and would you be open to diversifying your portfolio if that was the suggestion made to have a slightly longer holding period? So what was the holding period when you bought this? What was the thinking that you had?
Actually, for HUL, the thinking was that, a lot of the state governments have been providing, freebies to rural sector in India, to the rural Indian population. So I thought HUL is, it's in a good space where most of, the FMCG products are catered to from the rural till urban. So I thought that would be a good sector to be in. But since then, sort of things have turned around and I can see there is an urban slowdown.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, why not invest in DAM Capital, which is the only merchant banker that's listed on the stock market. And that space seems to be sort of the fancy at this point of time. Everybody wants to be in the stock market.
Yeah.
So why not get into that sector and, just put all my money there. I mean, it's very risky, but I am willing to take the risk because I'm not married yet. So I've got time and that risk on my side.
Okay. You would be the best judge of the risk-taking ability that you have. But generally, the idea is to have a diversified portfolio. If we've got Astha back, let me try and take this. Okay, so I will try and take this question to Astha when she's back. But in the meanwhile, let me go across to Vaishali on the charts. Vaishali, elevated levels and significant holding. HUL as well as Bajaj Housing. I'm not sure if you have enough data on Bajaj Housing, but he's looking at selling everything at a loss and moving to DAM Capital, which is a new listing. So obviously you can't have a perspective on that. But what advice would you give in this situation?
No, I would definitely say that first of all, you have to diversify your portfolio. Now, talking individually about stocks, I would say that, in a market like this, FMCG sector has shown signs of bottoming out. So, in fact, I would say at least hold for a while, exit, because in all likelihood, I am having a positive view on HUL from these levels. And I think it will give a bounce at least up to 2550 to 2600 as the next target levels. So, not in a hurry should you book loss and exit. Continue holding and also look for a proper well-diversified stocks like healthcare, like insurance, like some of the banking stocks. It has to be a basket of all because you cannot just rely on two stocks. That is what my personal view is.
All right. Astha, I'll also come to you on HUL because, it's that one FMCG staple that has not done very well in the past 5 to 6 quarters. We've seen that in the stock performance as well. What do you think about this counter?
I'm sorry, I just want to add context because so that she can answer the question in the right manner. Astha, we've got a viewer Avi, who's called in from Kolkata, who's got two shares. He's got HUL and he's got Bajaj Housing Finance. He's losing significant ground in both of them. He was thinking of selling the whole thing at a loss and moving to DAM Capital. Why is that not a great idea? I'm just taking the liberty to read your mind and say that's not a good idea. But why is that not a good idea? And what is the kind of portfolio that you would suggest that he invest in?
Yes. So first of all, I talk about DAM Capital, the issue which is recently listed. Now, a problem with this counter, not the problem, but I think the concern that we are not recommending to go into this counter is the valuation, because the kind of run up it has shown after the listing, I mean, it was a one-sided run-up. So now entering into this counter at this point of time is not advisable. Maybe some lower levels are recommended at around 350 to 330 odd levels. Right now, it has already risen, and in fact, at the time the issue came, it was at the 48 price to earning multiple. So not very cheap. Now, talking about the other counter, HUL as well as Bajaj Housing Finance, the problem with Bajaj Housing Finance is that their valuations are high. On the other side, we are continuously seeing some sort of degrowth in the NBFC sectors in the AUM. So I think that is also the case with this NBFC. And in fact, about HUL, we all know, I mean, the rural demand is still not picking up. The volume growths are muted across the board in the, FMCG space. So right now, don't enter into the DAM Capital as a substitute for HUL or Bajaj Housing Finance. Better to wait for some lower levels and then make entry into this counter. Meanwhile, one can make entry into the counter, which we are recommending is L&T. This is a safe counter. Maybe it is able to recover some of the losses which you will fetch when you will make exit from HUL or Bajaj Housing Finance. So rather than entering into the DAM Capital, I would suggest enter into the L&T. It is a better call and a safer call.
All right, so that's the view coming in on all of those counters from Astha. We have our next caller, Kushal from Bengaluru is calling in. Kushal, thanks for calling in. A very happy new year to you, and how can we help you?
Thank you, ma'am. Very good morning, and same wishes to you.
Thank you.
So, I'm planning to accumulate the shares of Inox Wind, so which is currently trading around 181 per piece.
Okay.
So basically, I have read that they have the largest ever order book in their company, around 3.1 gigawatt.
Okay.
So I can see there is a very good future revenue growth in them.
Okay.
So my main concern is the PE it is trading around 120. So is it the right time to enter in this, or should I wait for another correction? So this is my query, ma'am.
All right. I believe you've already done your research very well. Astha, I'll come to you on this one. Inox Wind, is this the right time to enter? Because the PE is trading at a very high level.
Yes, it is at around 120, 129, while the industry PE is only 89 to 90. So yes, a point which I think Sir has really pointed out is a right point, that PE is high when the industry is at the lower level. But on the other hand, I think the tailwind which this company, industry tailwind which this company is enjoying is very high. In 2025 also, we are believing this sector to outperform. So maybe not right now, but at the lower levels of around 160, because sometimes if a good growth story is there, definitely that stock always command higher PE multiple than its other counterparts. So one need to see that also. My idea here is you can invest into this counter, but not at present moment of a time, maybe at the lower level of around 160. So right now, just wait and watch. If this stock will fall till those levels, then make an entry to this counter.
Okay. All right, so that's a comprehensive view. A quick last question before we hit the rapid fire segment. Just a minute. We have Astha. This is a question from Sheelu. She wants to know about MobiKwik, International Gemology and Unimac. Which of these are good to hold?
Unimac is looking very strong to us. In fact, I was very much positive when the issue came. So definitely a good long-term story. But right now it is fetching huge returns. Today also 7% up. Yesterday 73% up. So I think this is a good long-term story to hold. But book partial profit or 25% of your quantity so that your capital can be saved. This is my idea for Unimac, but this is really very strong story. For IGI, this will be a very mediocre counter, will not move in a very high speed as we can believe it for the Unimac, because sometimes the sector story also plays its role. So IGI is looking good to us, but among these three, I think Unimac is the best counter to hold on, followed by IGI.
All right. It's time now, Vaishali and Asa, to hit the rapid fire segment. What you probably remember is that you have to give us very short answers. We'll try and throw as many as possible over the course of the next 2 minutes at you. The first one is from Rajan, and he wants 2 mid-cap ideas for 2025. Asta, I'm sure you have this pat ready.
Yes, KEI Industries and Praj Industries.
Okay.
I'm liking these 2 counters.
All right, Bank of Baroda is the next counter. Biant wants to know the target and stop loss for this. Vaishali?
Yes, so Bank of Baroda currently at 241, keep a stop loss of 235 and look for a target of 248.
IOL Chemicals and Pharmaceuticals is the name of the counter. Would you hold? I'm not sure who's asking about this. Ram is asking whether it can be held. 417 is the buy price. What's the view, Vaishali?
Hold with a stop loss of 395 and look for a near-term target of 430.
All right, Dream Folks is the next counter. Ganesh wants to know whether it's the right time to enter that stock or not. Astha?
No, I think let the stock fall more till the level of 370 and then make entry to this one.
Okay. OIL, Oil India Limited or Hindustan Zinc, which would you pick for a 2 to 3 year time frame, Astha?
Hindustan Zinc.
Okay. NTPC Green is the next counter. Should I hold or sell it, Astha?
Definitely a hold from our side with a price target of 145 to 148.
Okay. Sorry. 1 second. Okay. So Landmark. Okay. Landmark Cars, I believe, is the name of the counter, right? So he's got Rajan has gotten allotment during the IPOs, asking whether to hold for 3 years. Asa, on the fundamentals?
I think one can hold this counter. Fundamentals look to be very decent when the IPO came. Right now, I'm not aware about it, but one can hold about this counter.
All right. Hardik from Hyderabad wants to know whether it's a good time to buy BSE Limited or not. Vaishali, how does it look on charts?
So, well, this is a trading strategy right now because it is just sustaining above the resistance. So, I would say you can buy it with a stop loss of around 52.50 and look for a target of 5,500.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the end of this edition of Ask Profit. Vaishali as well as Asta, thanks so much for joining us. And once again, wish you a very, very happy and prosperous 2025. All right, and that brings us to the end, as I said, of Ask Profit. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you from Mahima and myself and the team that put this show together, and indeed the entire NDTV Profit family. Thanks so much for watching. Happy New Year, and do stay tuned. Lots more coming up on NDTV Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What's the picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profits Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers. Know Your Company at 11:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, only on NDTV Profit.
We set you up for the day's trade. 30 calls before the markets open on NDTV Profit.
Jubilant Food above a 600 level on Friday.
Wipro can be first trade to buy.
All commodities, but in that Vedanta